And good morning, Unity in the Foothills, and good morning, everyone on Facebook and everyone on YouTube. Good morning, world. Good morning, universe. It is a beautiful moment right now to celebrate the oneness that we are. And if this is your first time here, we are so grateful to have you with us. And if you've been here, you know, hundreds and hundreds of times, well, we're glad to have you with us too. Today is a special day, a special ceremonial day, because today is the day that we will be having our white stones ceremony. And so right here and now, I'd like to invite you all to make sure that you have your white stones. And I'd like to invite you to make sure that you have nearby your paper or any kind of paper to write on in a lovely gold envelope. If you don't have the paper in the envelope, don't worry about that. You can just use any paper and put it in an envelope later on. And so we're going to begin with some announcements, and our most important announcement today is divinity is endlessly beginning, and so are we. And if that doesn't open your heart, I don't know what will. That announcement that divinity always begins, and so do we. We're so grateful that our prayer chaplain today is April Marshall. April, thank you so much for your service. And if anybody is interested in prayer after service, we will create a breakout room just for you and for our dear April. Once again, April, thank you so much. And next Sunday, we're going to begin a lesson series on love. How many times? We're going to be looking at forgiveness. How many times shall I forgive? 7 times. And of course, the master teacher says 7 times 70, which really means an infinite number of times. So the moving mountain mustard from our dear Susan, bless your heart, Susan, is still available, but this is the last call, I think. So if you're interested in purchasing 1 or more jars, just email her at susanbunity@gmail.com. $7 a jar, and it all goes to Unity in the Foothills. Thank you, Susan. We are really grateful. We always say this, but how can I impress this upon you without sounding glib? We really are grateful for your continued support of Unity in the Foothills. We wouldn't be here on Zoom if not for your continued generosity. So thank you, thank you. We use the money that you send us to pay our bills, which we still have, even though we're not in a building anymore. We still have bills, and so thank you everybody so much. And Kathy has put the PayPal link there in the chat box, and thank you, Kathy. And you can always mail a check if you prefer to 1622 Torringford Street, Torrington, Connecticut 06790. Bless you, bless you. Thank you, thank you. And since today is a special day, it's our White Stone Ceremony Day, we have a special song to bring in for you. It's our opening song, and our beloved angel voice, Heather, is going to sing it, and I invite us all to sing it along with her. Heather, thank you so much for bringing in our opening song.
Today as I stand open to divinity in me, I choose my name. I choose my name. A name chosen by spirit and then whispered to my heart. From this day I am awakened
Heather, thank you. Isn't that a pretty song, everybody? So lovely. It goes right into the heart, doesn't it? And of course, Heather sings it so beautifully. And we're really blessed to have our dear Jan bring in our opening prayer for us. And as she rises into this sacred task, let's us rise up and let's give Jan our love and our light. Thank you so much, Jan.
Good morning, everyone, and a gloriously happy new year to each and every one of you. Please take a moment to settle yourself and come into an attitude of prayer, however that feels authentic for you. Take a deep breath and slowly exhale, centering yourself and quieting your mind. Allow yourself to let these words of truth and love saturate your being as the wheel of the year continues to turn. As we enter this new year, may we know with all of our hearts and souls that we are creative beings of divine love and light. Breathe that into every single cell of your body. Know it in your heart. This is to be true now and forever. Let this be a year when we are able to see and know who we really are. Let it be a year of love and peace and creativity and heavenly manifestation. Let us begin to release the stress and anxieties, any fears or doubts or second thoughts about what this year of possibilities has in store for us. While there is no doubt that 2021 was an extremely challenging year, globally, nationally, locally, and individually, we have not only survived, but we have flourished. Congratulate yourself for such a remarkable accomplishment. Relish in gratitude for your perseverance and faith. Bask in the joy of being alive. Prepare to christen yourself with a name that honors your true self, your real self, that self which no one else can be. You are spectacular. You are dynamic. You encompass the infinite possibilities of the universe. Only you can bring forth the gifts that are yours to share. May this be a year of remembering the truth of who we are, the truth that each and every one of us is a perfect expression of the divine. We don't have to strive to accomplish remarkable or spectacular things to earn that truth. We are that truth. And that truth is what is healing our world, restoring our environment, bringing peace and justice to all corners of the globe, creating governments that strive for equanimity, nourishing both bodies and minds, restoring wholeness. The energy and vibration of our very beings is what will manifest all the glory we yearn for. Let us break free from that which has bound us and signify our freedom with a name befitting our fresh perspective in this new year. Let us embrace the magnificent powers of our beings. May all of our dreams fly on the wings of freedom and grace, creating the world we wish to see. Amen. And so it is.
Oh, thank you so much for that beautiful, beautiful prayer. I so appreciated that. Didn't you all? It's just so wonderful. Thank you so much, Jan. Thank you. And I just wanted to acknowledge a very special community. Susan, Lisa, and Anita. Look at those three. They're together. Isn't that wonderful? Wow. Ugh. You know, let's just know it with using our power of imagination that we're right in that beautiful room with Susan and Lisa and Anita, because you can feel they're inviting us in there. So let's know that we're there with them. And Heather is going to bring us in our One Presence affirmation song, which is a beautiful way to continue with that absolutely wonderful prayer that Jan brought. It's the cornerstone of our faith. When we know this, when we know there's only one presence, then really everything else is icing on the cake. Thank you, Heather.
There is only one presence. There is only one power in the universe and in my life. In the universe and in my life. The presence is God, the one and the good. The power is God, the one and the good. In the universe and in my life. In the universe and in my life.
Oh, beautiful, Heather. I noticed you all did something and we did it all together. Did you notice that when you went universe, you stretched? It was wonderful to see. And so let's stretch in our consciousness and know that we are, in fact, the entire universe and beyond, as we say our vision and mission statements. Centered in God, we co create a world that works for all, healing our world through prayerful living, inspired teaching, and helping others. And our prayer for unity in the foothills, we give thanks that God within us and as our consciousness is forming our beloved spiritual community as a place of love, light, and peace for all. And we know that within us there are many young leaders, and without us, outside of us, there are many young leaders. There are beautiful young leaders in our congregation, although we don't get to see them as often as we did. And there are beautiful young leaders all over this planet. These young leaders do something amazing. They remind us of what we really are. When we remind each other of what we really are, we call that a blessing. I'm going to be their proxy. I'm going to rub my hands together. I'm standing for all the young leaders all over this planet. I'm going to say, as all the young leaders all over this planet, to all of you, I'm going to say, we love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the Christ you are. And now let's do the same for our young leaders. Let's remind them of what they really are. And so we rub our hands together and we hold them out to every single young person on this planet. And we say, we love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the Christ you are. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Now we're going to be led in song with a familiar one. We are climbing Jacob's ladder with some different words. So I hope you enjoy these different words and that it opens your heart. Heather, thank you so much for leading us. And let's rise in our consciousness and sing with Heather. Thank you, Heather.
We are climbing Jacob's ladder. We are climbing Jacob's ladder. We are climbing Jacob's ladder.
Oh, thank you, dear Heather. Did you all get goosebumps when we got to that rise, shine, give God glory? I know I did. It was so powerful because I could feel all of our consciousness recognizing that when we say God, we mean our inner divinity. And that formed this beautiful collective vibration that was so gorgeous. So thank you. We're very blessed to have our dear Barbara read us our absolute word as she comes forward. Let's give Barbara our love and our light.
Good morning, everybody. Yes, the word from the Absolute Word by Reverend Dr. Paul Hasselbeck, the absolute word is clarity. Time invested in my divinity brings more clarity. When I gaze toward the sky on the moonlight night, I expect to see twinkling stars and constellations. But when I use a telescope, I can see details with much greater clarity. This example could describe my spiritual life as well. I may go about my day mindful of my blissful feelings and kinship with all people. These things and more are the fruits of my faith. I also find clarity during times of intentional contemplation. When I meditate upon truth, I feel the presence of my divinity filling my awareness and touching my heart. This clarity informs my thoughts, feelings, words, and actions, bringing my faith to vivid life.
Thank you, Barbara, and thank you, Reverend Dr. Paul Hasselbeck. Isn't that marvelous? Thank you so much. I just want to take this moment to remind everybody to have your white stone at hand, okay? And also have, if you can, we sent you some kind of pretty paper. If you can have that at hand as well. If you don't have this paper, any paper will do. And you're also going to need something to write with, right? So a pen or a pencil. Okay, wonderful. So we're going to move on with our service, and the angel Heather will lead us in our congregational hymn, I Am Walking in the Light. Let's rise in our consciousness and sing with our beloved Heather. Thank you, Heather.
I am walking in the light, in the light, in the light. I am walking in the light, in the light of God. In the light, 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 in the light of God. Oh, my good is everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. Oh, my good is everywhere, manifesting now. Over here, over there, within, without, everywhere. Thank you, God, for my good manifesting now. I am living in the light, in the light, in the light. I am living in the light, in the light of God. In the light, 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 in the light of God.
Wasn't that pretty? That was so pretty. Thank you, Heather. What a beautiful voice. And we're very blessed now to have our dear Ellie read us our scripture. And as she comes forward into this, please let's everybody give Ellie our love and our light.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody, and Happy New Year. Our first reading is from the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 17. Let anyone who has an ear listen to what the Spirit is saying to the churches. To everyone who conquers, I will give some of the hidden manna, and I will give a white stone, and on the white stone is written a new name that no one knows except the one who receives it. Our second reading is a quote from the poet and mystic Rumi. With the Creator, the name of each thing is its inward reality. In brief, that which we are in the end is our real name with God.
Thanks, Ellie. You read that so beautifully, didn't you? When I was a little girl, we had a saying, sticks and stones will break my bones, but names will never hurt me. I don't know that that's true because I think names do hurt. I know I've been hurt by names that others have called me and names that I've called myself. And so we know that names are powerful. Names can hurt us. Names can heal us. What's in a name? A rose by any other name would smell as sweet. A very wise, insightful, and deeply in love teenager said that in a play written by William Shakespeare. She said it as she stood upon a balcony, waiting for her love to appear. And of course, her name was Juliet, and his name was Romeo. That wasn't the problem. They had last names that spelled trouble for these two, tragic trouble. Her last name was Capulet, and his last name was Montague. And if you were a Capulet, you were raised to hate the Montagues. And if you were a Montague, you were raised to just despise the name of Capulet. Names got in the way of love, didn't they, in that play? So I've been wondering, what if we could write a different kind of play? What if we wrote a play in which names do not get in the way of love? What if we could experience ourselves as we really are and experience everyone and everything else as they and it really are, and not as the world has named us? What if we could experience ourselves and each other without any labeling, without any branding, without any categorizing or pigeonholing? What if we all remembered our real names, all of us together on planet Earth, all at once? See, I wonder if the world wouldn't just fall madly in love with itself. I think every one of us, Capulet and Montague, would just run into each other's arms, gobsmacked, deeply, deeply in love. We could rewrite Romeo and Juliet. We could rewrite our lives. This is the power that the White Stone Ceremony has, you see. This is why it's so important. It's so meaningful, because if we allow ourselves to dive really deep today and slip past the surly bonds of the names that we've called ourselves, and thus the names that we've called each other, we have the potential to hear what is true. And when we hear what is true, that makes us free, doesn't it? That makes us free. We can let Romeo and Juliet have their happy ending. We can let love dance with love under all circumstances and under all names. We can do that if we are willing It starts with us, right? If we're willing to hear our real name, not the names we call ourselves. And so I want to ask once again, does everybody have their white stone? And everybody has a pen or pencil. Okay, good. And so let's just pick up your white stone right now and just hold it in our hands, and let's take a moment right now to agree with each other. And you can have your eyes open right now, because this is an agreement we make together, that as the divinity we are, we're already a clean slate. Can we make that agreement with each other? Just nod your heads if you're with that. Okay, great. We're already a clean slate, and we agree with each other that there's nothing to wipe away. There's nothing to tear down. There is nothing that needs to be added unto us. There's nothing that we need besides our own light that will make us complete, because let's agree together, we're already complete. Does everybody agree? Wonderful. We're divine lovers, aren't we? Nothing can separate us from the love that we are. So in this ceremony, we're going to do two things. We're going to choose freedom as the divinity that we are. And as that freedom that we are, the vast, unlimited expanse of our being, we're going to freely listen as our divinity empowers us with our new name. I remind us every year that, and you're used to hearing it, but here it is again, that this is an ancient ritual. It goes back to the time when our way shower was teaching, and before that, whenever anybody served time in prison or in bondage of any time and they were freed, they were given a white stone when they were released. And once again, I just remind us, as the divinity that we are already released. But as the humans that we are, we're using this ritual to bring that good news to the fullness of our consciousness. Agreed? Good. Ellie read to us from the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 17. Let anyone who has an ear listen to what the Spirit is saying to the churches. Now, metaphysically, we know that the churches are our thoughts. These are thoughts that are tuned in to our divinity. And these are the thoughts that are receptive to divine ideas, such as the divine idea of beauty. These thoughts will take that divine idea of beauty and harmonize with that idea and work with it to make perhaps the image of a rose, perhaps. Now, the second line, to everyone who conquers, I will give some of the hidden mana. So one who conquers, what does that mean? Well, we all conquer when we are able to see beyond circumstance, beyond the stories that we've been telling ourselves. We conquer when, as Juliet, we see past the name Montague into the very sweetness that Romeo is. We conquer if somebody points out a rose to us and says, oh, but it's wilted. And we see beyond that wilted rose to that divine idea of beauty that lies behind us. That is when we have conquered. Can everybody still hear me? Thank you. I will give the hidden mana, the mana is our true food of the soul. The manna today, let's think of it as our power of spiritual understanding. When we understand what we really are, oh, that's food for the soul. When we understand what we really are, we can keep going forward when we'd rather faint. When we understand what we really are, we can forgive what we thought yesterday was unforgivable. When we understand what we really are, we can know that the divinity that we have invited is our very own being. And I will give a white stone, and on the white stone is written a new name that no one knows except the one who receives it, a new name that is written on a white stone, a new name received directly. There's no intercessor here, there's no guru, there's no way shower, just our very own Christ. There's no priest or priestess, there's no teacher, just our divinity. And when we listen in to our divinity and remember, oh, that's right, I am my teacher, I am my source, I give to myself that which is true, then we can hold this as a beautiful, divine secret, because no one else need know. The truth is, no one else can know our name, because we are the ones who create it, and we are the ones who shape it, and we are the ones who give it to ourselves, and we are the ones for whom it has. It can be initially unsettling if we relied on the world to tell us what or who we are, because the world will intervene and tell us and give us many names. Names like wife and husband, mother and father, child. Names such as employee and manager, spouse, leader, follower, minister, drunk or sick, or hard-working or lazy, or healthy, sick, or wealthy, or poor, prejudiced or woke, or damned or praised, beautiful or ugly, or old or young, liberal or conservative. The list goes on. These are not our names. These are not our names. Now is the time to begin the descent into your Holy of Holies, the secret place of the Most High. Go in now. As we move in, we take a moment to agree that the names that we have previously called ourselves, the names that are limiting, or the names that we have agreed with the world are our names, the names that are limiting. We take this moment to agree. Those are false names. Those are false gods. We do not worship or love those false names. We worship the true God, the true name, the name of I am, the name of our divinity. We have been called many things, and we've called ourselves many things, but none of these names reflect the allness that we are. The name that our divinity calls us by is a true name. It is a true name. It is a sound. It is light. It is a vibration. A name that recognizes that we are both particle and wave. We are fully human and fully divine, present here and now, and present forever and always at the same time. Its Christ vibration contains us and yet releases us at the same time. Our name, our true name, name, our true name. It's not a name that our victim consciousness or the part of us that believes that things happen to us, it doesn't come from that part of us. And it doesn't come from our victor consciousness, or the part of us that believes that sometimes we win and sometimes we lose. It doesn't come from our vessel consciousness, that part of us that believes that we are just instruments of the divine. No, it comes from the deepest part of ourselves, our verity consciousness, that aspect of our consciousness in which we know that we are divinity with no separation. As he faced the burning bush, Moses asked God to name itself, and the power named itself. Yah, Asher, Yah. It's Hebrew, and it means I am that I am. Yah, Asher, Yah. Our name too. Yah, Asher, Yah. God's name is our name too. Can you hear the holy breath in the name of God? Breathe in, eh. Breathe out, yeah. Breathe in, ah. Breathe out, share. Breathe in, eh. Breathe out, yeah. Yeah, share. Yeah, yeah, share. Yeah, yeah, share. Yeah. So we breathe our name. We breathe the source that we are, the name we are. And as the whole breath that we are, as the whole spirit that we are, we allow our triune nature, mind, body, and spirit to be present as a yeah, a share, a yeah, mind, body, spirit, a yeah, share, a yeah. Our personalities and the bodies that we inhabit, the circumstances that we may be hypnotized by, the homes that we may feel confined by, the jobs that we may have believed define us, or the family systems that we may have told false stories about. All of these false stories, all of this is gradually fading. It's hard even to see it anymore. It's becoming less and less distinct. Stories we used to tell ourselves. It's now in the periphery of our vision. Because now we are using our discernment to see what is real about ourselves, to feel what is real. There we are. Our real image. It is straight ahead. It is straight within. It is directly within and as us. A burning bush. The originating fire of our being. And as that originating fire of our being, we no longer hear the noise and the confusion of a busy, fractious world. It's not there for us now. We're losing interest in the sound of anything that isn't true, the echoes of dissonance cannot be heard. Because we are in sacred space, we are in clear space, and we find that we can hear what is true. We have ears to listen. We have ears to listen to the holy breath of spirit that we are. Our thoughts are combining around what we hear. Our thoughts are creating magnificent patterns of sounds, beautiful sounds, sounds that we can use to organize around I am, I am, I am. We are still and we allow our divine heart to express itself to us. Behold, the Christ we are makes everything new, makes us new, renames us. And as the gospel of truth that we are, we can trust this now moment, this sacred space. We can trust sounds that we hear, the light that we see. We can trust this insight into our divine name. If we have a moment of thinking that we make it up, well, that's just because we've never used the power of our imagination this audaciously. If we have a moment of thinking this can't possibly be true, it's only because we've never used our power of faith combined with our power of strength in this amazing, unintegrated way. We've never done that before, and yet our hearts know. We can trust what we see and what we hear. We can trust this combination of sound and light and vibration, the truth of our being. This whole and holy insight, and in this secret place of the Most High, we know we can trust the resonance of the sound, the light, the vibration of our true name. I am. We wait to hear. What is that third word? And as that name becomes clear, that third word, we know we have the eyes to see, we have the ears to hear. I am. What? What are we? What are we really? What are we really? We can pick up our white stones if we haven't done so already. We can write our real name upon that white stone, this clean slate that expresses the truth of what we already are. We can now bring all of our creative energy to bear. We can, as the divinity that we are, name ourselves anew. Behold, the Christ we are makes us new. His name is our sound, our light, and our vibration, and it rests lightly on, in, and it rests as our being. It uplifts us, it guides us, it inspires us, it comforts us. It is our resting place. We use this name to remember the truth of what we really are. And if a name has come to us, we can stay quiet. We can ask for deeper understanding about what steps we need to take to demonstrate this meaning of our real name. And if this name has not come to us, we simply say, God as me reveals my true essence at the perfect time. If we are waiting, we simply say, the Christ I am reveals my true light in the right moment. If we are in the waiting room, we simply say, the divinity I am is a drum, and its holy rhythm informs me of my true sound whenever I am ready to hear. I am patient, I can wait. I have all of eternity. I am eternity. We can now say, behold, I make all things new. I am the beloved, and I am well pleased with myself. And as we say it, we know that there is a holy union, a holy communion, a dance of love so strong. But we are Romeo and Juliet. We are deeply in love with ourselves and in love with everyone and everything in this entire universe. We can hear our new name. We can write it. We can write it on our stone. And we are free. We are free now. We are new. We are now. We are all that we say we are, and we are so much more. We are so deeply in love with one another. We are so deeply in love with the universe. And we know the universe, which is us, is deeply, deeply in love with us. And nothing, nothing, nothing can separate us from this love. Glory, we are the lovers of the universe, and we are here to let love be love as us. Behold, we make all things new. Behold, our new names written. Behold, a new play in which love's own name is love. Our highest self, good pleasure. Let's accept consciousness of ever increasing good in our lives. Let's carry like wings, not just in our hearts, but consciousness of the remainder of what our true identity is. And henceforth, in every generation that we are, we will call ourselves blessed. We have birthed ourselves anew, and in the presence of all that is, we have named ourselves with the sound and the light and the vibration of truth. Amen. And amen. And I invite you to that piece of paper. If you have heard your name, to write at the very top of the paper, here, and then write your new name there. Later on, and you will write a letter to yourself. And then you will mail it to yourself. And when you receive it, place it in a very special place that we will invite you to remember, so that on Easter, welcome, welcome, newly named one. Welcome, Christ you are. Welcome, I am of the universe. And welcome back, everybody. I hope you had a really good experience with yourselves. I hope it felt really good to be so blessed by your own divinity. I hope you feel cherished and beloved, because you really are. And so, as we are in this beautiful state of gratitude, we just move very, very gently. And we take this time before we reach for time or talent or treasure. We take this time now to agree that what we will share with the world is our new identity. What we will share, what we will give to the world, is what we really are. And giving what we really are is the best gift that we could give. And then we take our time, our talent, or our treasure, and we hold it right up to our heart chakra. And we say, divine love flowing as me blesses and multiplies all that I am and all that I have and all that I give and all that I receive. Thank you, God. And you could always add, thank you, me. And in this blessed state that we are in, we know that we are a blessing to the world. And we can say with full integrity of being, thank you. We can thank ourselves for being a blessing to the world and know that that is not spiritual vanity. That is actually great humility. Thank you. Thank you, Divine Self, for making me a blessing to the world. And as we affirm further blessings, we know that anytime we make an offering from the heart, whether it's an offering of money or time or talent or patience, or whether it's an offering of our new name, whatever offering we make, that the divinity that we are takes that offering and plants it in a very fertile field, a field where it then multiplies and it builds upon itself in the most dazzling way. It becomes a whole universe of that particular offering. It spreads and spreads and spreads. Whatever we give to the space remains in the space and then replicates and is reborn over and over again. That's enough to be grateful for. And as we are in this sacred space, we know that the prayers that we pray, praying from the divinity that we are, these prayers are authentic. These prayers are true, and that they are answered authentically and truthfully. And for this, for so much more, for what we can't begin to imagine yet, we're so deeply, deeply grateful. And we say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And amen. And now it's time to sing our beautiful peace song together. I'm going to just adjust something here with my sound. All right. And I'm going to ask us to, wherever you can see one another, put your hands up on either side of the Zoom screen so that with the power of imagination, we know that we really are holding hands. Our energy really is holding each other right now. Let's sing our beautiful peace song together. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. And let's say our beautiful prayer for protection together. The light of God surrounds us. We are the light. Excuse me. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love. The power of God protects us. We are the power. The presence of God watches over us. We are the presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Take yourselves off of mute, beautiful community.